I'm Chloe Bitters. Next week, 5 new school board members will take on the oath of office. An issue they may reopen is the time school starts in Jackson and Madison County. For 28 years, middle and high school students have begun classes at 7:15 in the morning. More research indicates that's just too early for the teenage body and mind.
Dr. Joanne Stevenson has been an advocate for more than a decade on starting school later for adolescents and teens across the nation. She's been outspoken during her Jackson 24/7 segments as to why. Dr. Joanne says high school and middle school students, especially girls, need extra sleep when they're going through growth spurts. And she says those growth spurts are not just physical. When students are between the ages of 12 and 18, their brains are also in development. Dr. Joanne says the brain does not function as well during earlier hours and that students are not emotionally ready to tackle academic work at 7:15 in the morning.
Adolescents need more sleep than anybody else, and they're the most sleep deprived. They need 9 to 10 hours a night, and they need morning sleep. This was the big thing.
Dr. Joanne says teachers and administrators would likely see a decline in discipline problems as well as academic performance. She was asked this question by our Ryan Trotter.
Well, if you had to give an estimate, if our schools go with a later start time, how long will it take before we'll see significant improvement in performance?
Immediately. I think that's one of the really wonderful things about it. If we will change what we're doing and adjust to the students, you'll see immediate benefits.
Dr. Joanne says school administrators all over America who are wrestling with this issue need to consider one thing. What is more important, convenience or academic performance? She says it's way past time to start the day for older students at an hour where the brain functions at its best.
Thomas, let's go back to this issue of sleep deprivation. What does Dr. Joanne say about how it affects young people?
Well, Allison, she puts it this way. When we're sleep deprived, we're cranky, and when we're sleep deprived, we're more dangerous. That's why she says a later start time would reduce discipline problems because students are more temperamental when they don't have enough sleep.
What about the idea that some people say the start times shouldn't change because of athletic practices or students with after-school jobs?
Dr. Joanne's view is that the school district should adjust to the best needs for students in academics rather than adjusting to other factors. She says that's what education is supposed to be about.
If you have been driving around Jackson lately, you've probably noticed 2 things. One, traffic slows down on the weekend because of road construction. The other, you run into potholes on a number of city streets. Today, Jackson City Council agreed to solve one of those problems. Council approved a contract to Delta Contracting Company for nearly $1.9 million in street resurfacing. The city has had a significant number of potholes and cracking pavement. Delta will be repairing those road issues, which from time to time could create even more delays in Jackson traffic.
Well, after today's, I will go issue a notice to proceed to work, but contractors will start meeting with JA and see if there's some work that needs to be done ahead of time. And I know that there are some utility services that they'll work on.
Also Tuesday morning, Jackson City Council heard an update on the third of a 5-year program to improve community housing. With more of that story for West Tennessee Today is Ashley Green.
The city received a federal grant of more than $1 million to address housing needs across Jackson. Last year, $868,000 was spent on community development housing projects. More than 1,600 low-income families were served. A total of 28 housing units were either built or renovated. In addition, a community development grant was used for 3 other services. That money went to continue a youth offender program and also to RIFA and for programs of the Jackson Boys and Girls Clubs. Ashley Green, West Tennessee Today.
A West Tennessee prison is still on lockdown after a riot late Saturday night. Here's what we know. 3 inmates were hospitalized after a brawl at the jail. The Tennessee Department of Corrections confirmed the fights broke out at the Hardin County Correctional Center in Whiteville. That's about an hour from Jackson. Corrections spokeswoman Nisa Taylor says one of the inmates is still in the hospital. The prison is operated by a for-profit company. That company is under intense scrutiny for past violence that dates back nearly 20 years. The prison went on lockdown after the fight and will remain that way until an investigation is complete. At this time, it's unclear what led to the fight. Madeline Fleming is here with more details.
The Tennessee Department of Corrections is investigating. Core Civic, a private prison company, runs the facility. Core Civic Security would not allow reporters onto the property Monday. They contend the facility is private even though Tennessee tax dollars pay for part of the prison. At this point, we don't know how many inmates were involved in the fight. CoreCivic was heavily criticized by the Department of Corrections in an audit last year for improper staffing and low pay for prison workers. The company was criticized by the state last year for insufficient staffing and gangs at another prison. In Hardeman County, a riot broke out back in 1999 when inmates gained control of the kitchen.
And we made it specifically clear that we wanted the actual rosters of the day. I got the stack of papers from them, and I thumbed through them, and I noticed that there were some blank rosters.
Chloe, at the very least, CoreCivic could be reprimanded if the company is found at fault. At the very worst, it could be fined, or the state could take over the prison's operations.
Thank you so much, Madeline. We'll be updating you with more information. The pollen count is at the highest point of the summer season in West Tennessee. Ragwood, nettle, and pine pollen are the main culprits. Jackson's Tuesday pollen count is up to 10 on a scale of 12. The previous high this summer was 9.8. That's expected to take a drop to the medium-high range on Wednesday. The forecast is for 7.4. When you hear the words the kissing disease, most people think of mono. But the kissing bug disease is starting to become more common in the United States. The rather grim details come from Reagan Smith.
Don't let the seemingly affectionate nickname fool you. The blood-sucking bug spreads a dangerous illness. The kissing bug was previously only found in Central and South America, but now it has spread to much of the United States. Doctors say it isn't the bug's bite itself that causes problems. Insect experts say it hides in the cracks of walls and comes out at night and bites people in the face. Children seem to attract the kissing bug more than adults. The bug leaves behind a parasite called the silent killer because it can go undetected and is sometimes untreatable. Health experts say the bug could be headed to the Mid-South, including West Tennessee. Reagan Smith, West Tennessee Today.
That's West Tennessee Today. I'm Chloe Bitters. Have a great day.